Our defensive coordinator is here, by the way, just in case. He's going to be looking for Kenny after this. You'll notice real quick, I am not from Iowa. You'll find that out from my accent. I'd like to thank the Newman contingent. I didn't know y'all were going to come listen to me speak, so Coach Stewart, Drummond, I appreciate y'all coming. Drummond, I look forward to you not being in a Newman uniform after this year. I don't care what color it is, the next one, but just not a Newman one after this would be good with us. Congratulations, bud. He's a heck of a player, and unfortunately, we got to try to stop him again this year. I don't know if we will. I have my staff, a bunch of my staff here, and some support people. But before I do that, Troy, maybe at Tulane, they look at football and then volleyball. At Country Day, they look at volleyball and then football, somewhere down here. But a lot of our guys that work with us have been with me since the beginning. Mark Drago, Eric Alexander, Adam Gardner, Matt Stone, Bill Barlow, who's our defensive coordinator, Ken. And a couple guys that are not here, Sheldon Green and David LaBeouf. We talk about the success we've had over the last few years, but I mean, it would not be the case without that staff. It's guys that have been with me pretty much since the beginning, and that continuity and that chemistry that exists in our staff, it filters down to our players, and it's clear. It's something that's really important to us, and it's one of the reasons we've been able to have the success we've had. Rurdle said something about 14 different receivers catching a pass in a game. I think we had 14 receivers get hit in the face mask with a ball yesterday at practice. So that's where we are right now. But we're excited about the year. We jamboreed with St. Charles Catholic Friday night. St. Charles Catholic's a heck of a program. Coach Monica does a phenomenal job there. And it was 7-7 at half, and they just kind of overpowered us in the second half of the game. They have a couple of real good defensive linemen, one that's going to be going to Tulane next year and joining our quarterback. So we didn't really block him. And so that becomes disruptive when you don't block people. So hopefully we get that shored up. Our offensive line coach is here too. While we're throwing jams, we might as well throw them out there. But we will hopefully we'll get that cleaned up for Friday night. As far as our team this year, it's really an interesting mix. We have 45 players on our team. 25 of them are new to our program. They weren't with us last year. So like 18 freshmen in our program this year, and then a couple of kids that were in the building that didn't play football in the past, and a couple of kids that transferred that aren't eligible, but they had transferred in. So, it's a pretty unique dynamic. We're a young team, and we have a lot of new guys, but there's a good energy. Guys are working real hard, and we're learning on the fly. We're trying to get some of our younger guys, game ready to help us out throughout the course of the year. We returned some experienced guys that we're excited about. Obviously, Justin Ivietta, our quarterback, is a phenomenal player for us, and he's really done a good job for us in the 2 years that he started. And so we're excited about him this year and what he can do for us. We returned a pretty good crew of receivers who dropped a couple balls yesterday, but that we really feel comfortable with, who know our offense, who do a good job going up and getting the ball, and are pretty effective with the ball in their hand after a catch. So we're excited about that. And on the defensive side, we're replacing a lot of guys, but we're excited about the guys that we have to replace. We returned some of our secondary, so we have some experience back there, but up front we have to replace some guys in that front seven. So that's always a big task, but we have guys who we think can step up and fill in those positions. That's what we have a staff for. They got to coach these guys up. They got to do something. That's what we're paying them a lot of money for. And so we're excited to work with this team. Now we have a real tough early schedule. We kind of have taken that approach. We don't mind playing people. So we open up with East Jeff, which is a 5A program, and then we play De La Salle, which is a really exciting game for us. It's a step up in class and a step up in competition. Then we play Episcopal, which has been a game that's been on the schedule at Country Day for a number of years. And before I got there, they hadn't beaten for about 10 years. And then in the last 4 or 5 years, we've been able to kind of turn that thing around. So that's a good game for us. And then, of course, we were able to keep the Newman game, which has been just a great rivalry for the last couple of years. I mean, it's been an intense game. It's gone back and forth. We won a couple. They won a couple. What a rivalry is supposed to be. If it's one side, that's not a rivalry. It's no fun. So the fact that it's competitive every year, and the fact that we go out and have such a high-level game, has been one of the main reasons I think we've been able to be competitive in the playoff. To prepare for big games, you got to play in big games. And so that ends up being a big game for us every year. Win or lose, it's something that we learn from, we get better from. So we were excited that we were able to work it out with Coach Stewart and keep that game because it was something we really were hoping to do. And then the rest of the schedule is our district. So we have a tough district. Riverside and West St. John come down into 1A with us in that classification and are in our district. So we'll have our hands full with those teams. And the playoff bracket's a full, tough playoff bracket. So we're excited. We're excited to be back down to 1A. We're excited about just getting back to work and it being football season again. I don't know what the end result's going to be, how many wins or losses we're going to have. Hopefully more wins than we have losses. But at the end of the day, just being able to coach football again and help young men become better men is what we're excited about. So I really appreciate y'all having me here. Every year I get to come here, it's an honor for me. So I really appreciate that Ken Quarterback Club for having us, and I hope you just keep an eye on the Cajuns, volleyball of course as well, but just keep an eye on the Cajuns, and hopefully you'll be hearing great things about us. Thanks.